Okay, let's see. See what happens. Have you got it on your phone?
Yeah, I can get it on my
Because you can be
phone.
that sort of guinea pig. Da, 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 da. Right, we should now be live.
Yeah, I can get it on my phone. Yeah,
We're
we're good.
good. We're back. We've got audio. Oh, 20 minutes late. Right, we are on.
Right, let's go.
Right, let's
Yes.
just crack on, Josh. Where do we get to? I mean, hello.
Guys, go to it. Hello and welcome to this week's Football Talk podcast. Belatedly, it's me, Josh, your host this week. We'll get yourselves comfortable. You're probably already comfortable, probably actually uncomfortable now. But we'll talk you through news. Dave continues to get his brain challenged, not by his system, but by a quiz. We'll chat the weekend's football, the previewing of the weekend's football, and then Dave has the honour of guessing this is Wikifile. So maybe today's not the right time to answer it, but give us a like and subscribe if you like what we do. So you don't miss out on any technical faults every weekend, Sundays, 10 a.m. ish. But over to my co-host Dave. How are you, Dave?
I'm good. I'm good. Technology. Why can't everything just work normally? Why does it have to be such a pain? Everything has to be such a pain in the ass with technology. Why can't someone just invent something that
Yeah.
just works every time you want it to? It just works. It's irritating. But we're here. It's done,
We're
and
here.
we are live with voices now.
We are live, and we're going to talk about. We've got some news. We'll kind of pick up the pace a little bit. We were discussing how it felt to be a Spurs fan, and you didn't hear it, but my guess is that Spurs are going to win 8-2 today versus West Ham because we beat West Brom, beginning with W, 2-0. We beat Wolfsburger 4-1, doubled our goals, conceded one more. So we're going to double our goals again. 8, Bale scored 2, 8-2 Spurs. Harry Kane with 6 to break the record. Oh, it's getting more and more believable by the second. That's what's happening. But less of that, more of news. So we had midweek, I mentioned it was Spurs beating Wolfsburger. We had midweek European football
We
back.
did.
You enjoy it being back?
Um, yeah, I mean, it was a great result, wasn't it, for Man United? So, cracking.
Yeah, surprisingly good actually.
Yeah, really enjoyed it. 4-0. So, really good stuff. I mean, it was weird to see us playing against a Spanish team in Italy, um, the Juventus
Yeah, yeah.
Stadium. So, but it was good. Yeah, it was good. Good result. Good football. Dan James coming on, getting a goal. He's lively, isn't he? He's not very good, but he's really energetic, and you got to appreciate that
Yeah.
sometimes. You got to appreciate that. So, yeah,
Well, yeah, it's better than being not very good and lethargic.
very
That's
true.
that's a bad mix. That's a really bad
But
mix,
would you
I'd
prefer
say.
very, very good but lazy? Would it be very like very? I'm talking like messy levels of good.
Me- You're talking Mesut Ozil, are
But
you?
basically, yeah, I guess so. Yeah. Would you rather have Mesut Ozil or Dan James?
Mesut Ozil
Yeah,
every
probably.
time.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Bloody hell.
I like Mesut Ozil. He's a tasty little
You've had a
player.
soft.
I
You've
haven't,
got
I've not
it's,
seen it.
your soft spot for Mesut Ozil is well known. Like you've said it a lot of times that he's a classy player.
Yeah, yeah, I do. I think he's a class act. He's got a gift, and unfortunately he's wasted it. But well, wasted with the last few years of it. He's obviously done a lot of good things. Yeah, it was a pretty good week for English clubs in Europe. So you had Man United winning, Spurs
Yep.
winning, Liverpool winning, Arsenal drawing. Um, we also had Rangers coming back and beating Antwerp, which is quite impressive. Not great for the La Liga clubs. We had changing of the guard, mate. Really, it seemed like.
Yeah.
So we have Mbappe and Haaland now kind of are they the two? Are they the two main men now? Are
It,
they the new era? Is the new era upon us? Messi and Ronaldo out, Mbappe, Haaland in? Is that the
yeah, I
two?
think so.
I think they're looking. I think the media looks to replace like for like. Like we've had two. We have never really had two top players before Messi and Ronaldo. It was always a kind of plethora of players who were vying for it. Then it got to be the top two. And so it's kind of like, okay, well, now we've got these because obviously PSG. I felt a little bit a nice soft spot for Pochettino thrashing Barcelona. It felt like I was part of that victory. It was very
That did
nice
it.
seeing that.
You were really involved in
Yeah,
it, were you? So
yeah, yeah. I've contributed. Without my support, he might not have lasted as long in the Spurs job, and therefore he wouldn't have.
true,
Us fans, we play a
true.
part in all people's
In a
lives.
strange way, that is sort of could be true. It's not. It's a load of rubbish, isn't it? But like, yeah, I'd say Haaland and Mbappe are the new Messi and Ronaldo because you've got Mbappe is a bit more like Messi, isn't he? A bit more skillful on the ball, whereas Haaland just looks like a ruthless goal scoring machine, which is what Cristiano Ronaldo was. So it's going to be very interesting to see how their careers progress. And Haaland's,
Well, yeah, but especially they're both kind of like they've both got another
yeah,
move in them,
and
like a move soon. Because obviously Messi being at Barcelona, Barcelona being on their pomp, is like he's never leaving it. And then as soon as Ronaldo moved to Real Madrid, it's like, well, they're never going to play on the same team. It
yeah,
seemed like, but there's a very good chance, and this is what actually a question I had in terms of rumor. Do you think we'll see Haaland and Mbappe play on the same team in their career?
I'd love to see it. Whether I don't, I think it will be. I think the value that a club would need to pay to bring them into the club and then the wages. I just don't think a club could afford to have both.
I think so. Mbappe's obviously got a year left in his
Yeah,
contract. That makes it very interesting. And so you could be looking at just signing one and then signing the other on a free,
true.
which would be amazing. So, but I think Real Madrid could do it.
I mm, I could see Mbappe at Real Madrid. I couldn't see Haaland there.
No, you don't picture him in a Real Madrid
No,
shirt.
annoyingly, I see Haaland going to Man City. I see them just paying they'll just pay his release fee and then pay whatever wages he wants, and they'll get the best goal scorer in the world.
And that would work, would it? Do you reckon Haaland now in the Premier League
Yeah,
would work?
definitely. I think he could go to any league and any team and score. I think it's ridiculous.
To be honest with you, I don't. I mean, as much as it sounds strange to say, and especially the way that other forwards have done, like Aguero's obviously been the main man, but you've not even seen Jesus in recent years be the other attempted kind of foil up front. But as a job goes, I would say it's one of the easier
What, striker for
jobs.
Man City?
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, probably. And I think he would do it really well. So,
And obviously there is the father link as well
yeah,
to Man City.
exactly. So
And obviously we have Aguero potentially leaving Man City in the summer. So you thinking Haaland in this summer at
I
Man
think
City?
Haaland will move. I think, yeah, I can't. Whether it's at City or not, I think if City are going to do it, it has to be this summer. I think Haaland will move this summer. Yeah, I can't see him staying at Dortmund. He's too good. He's too good. So, what question for you then,
Interesting.
Josh? You're allowed one of them at Spurs, Mbappe or Haaland. Which one do you plump for? 4-4-2
Ooh.
with
And
Kane
this is
and
thinking,
Haaland up front.
I like pace though. I don't, I'm to be honest with you, I'm not the biggest Mbappe fan. I feel he's got a bit of a ropey first touch and he's just a speed merchant and he will be an elite player if he stays fit, but he will just tail off if he has a back because I was looking the other day at Ronaldo's injury history. He's barely missed games through
Yeah,
injury. There's a few spates. I think most of it was like a couple of weeks and like that needs to happen for you to be the world's best. You look at if you could have one player throughout history who didn't have who and you gave him a clean bill of health, it would be like the original Ronaldo. He'd have been elite, but he's a little bit he faded away a bit. So I think
yeah, but you haven't answered my question.
if I could keep, I'd take
You're
Mbappe.
taking Mbappe. Ross also says Mbappe as another Spurs fan in the chat. Um,
Yeah, it'd be
I'd have Haaland, I think, at United over Mbappe. Like a
yeah
ruthless goal scorer like Van
because
Nistelrooy.
Mbappe would make Marcus Rashford look absolutely mediocre.
Yeah, probably. But that's like saying Messi makes.
Eric Lamela look.
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah. But anyway. Yeah, good. Chat around Mbappe and Haaland. Love it.
Yeah, it's a nice week for European football. Nice to see it back. It's better than FA Cup's been actually quite good. My other bit of news is Ryan Shawcross.
What? Man crush? Man
Tell me
crush,
about
is
him.
it? Yeah.
No, I mean more of an ankle crusher.
Ooh. Yeah.
So he's proven he can do it on a cold, wet Tuesday night, rainy in Stoke. He's now going to see if he can do it in a very nice, temperate evening in Miami. Inter Miami is now the home of Ryan Shawcross under Phil Neville
How old is
with
he now?
I'd say early 30s, 33,
Yeah,
something like
32, 33.
that. 34.
Okay. Yeah, I just don't get the whole Inter Miami thing's very strange. There's got to be better players they could bring in for their sort of quota of people that they're allowed to bring in than Ryan Shawcross. There must be someone out there who'd be like, yeah, I'm only 28, but I'll go and play for David Beckham's Inter Miami and be centre back. Like, I just don't get it.
You're not a fan of Ryan Shawcross?
I
I think
I was a
he
fan.
was hard done by. He was hard done by for England. Do you remember he has one cap for England? Do you remember what game it was in? I don't expect you to say yes.
No,
I'm pretty sure it was against Sweden when Zlatan
it
scored a hat
was.
trick.
Yeah, I think you're right. Yeah,
And it's kind of like, you didn't care, cope with Zlatan, see you later.
yeah. I
Because he was a very, very good defender I mean, that Shawcross and Huth is probably the glory days for Stoke as centre
yeah
back, isn't it?
says
That
a lot.
was formidable. Christ, if you're not a confrontational, kind of tough centre back, centre forward coming out against those two, you'd be just wilt,
Yeah,
wouldn't
you
you?
would.
You're like, oh
And that's
God.
what I think. Like, I did used to really like Ryan Shawcross, but I think the game has evolved now, and that sort of defender doesn't. You can't just have the brute force centre back. You need to be able to pass and run and do that sort of
Yeah.
stuff. I mean, Harry Maguire tries to do it, but not very successfully. Actually, all centre backs at Man United tried to do it. Happy birthday to Phil Jones, 29 today.
And is he still injured or is he
He's
just out
just
of
out of
favour?
favour now. I know. I think he is actually injured, but he is also generally out of favour. Out of favour and injured.
Oh, well, happy birthday, Phil
And yeah,
Jones.
happy birthday, Phil Jones. So yeah, sorry,
You
yeah, I
deserve a
hijacked
bit.
your Ryan Shawcross chat. So
It's a one hell of a change of scenery, though, isn't it?
definitely the nice humid air of Miami. Nice, like you say, temperate. I'd love it. Someone give me a job in
Similar
Miami.
to you, Dave,
Sorry.
actually. No nonsense centre back moves from rainy England to a temperature climes. It's you, Ryan Shawcross. You're my
Well, I
yeah.
could be. You've never seen us in the same room. I mean, it'd be difficult now
I
because
haven't. I haven't
he lives in
actually.
Miami and I
No.
live in Singapore, so it'd be even harder to see us in the same room probably. Um,
Yeah. Linked to you as well, actually. Did you see that long throw during the week?
I did the old the where he does the cartwheel, not cartwheel,
Yeah,
somersault.
who was it who did that for Newcastle? I want to say Steve Howie. Steve
No,
Howie
Steve
was
Howie
it?
didn't have a throw like that.
Someone for Newcastle did. Help me out, listeners, watchers. Is it not Steve Howie? It was definitely. It was Oh, not even definitely. Now I'm backtracking on that. There was maybe a Newcastle player who tried that.
No. Are you getting your teams mixed up?
Who do you think it would be? Have you got a memory of a Newcastle
No,
player doing a
I've
little
got a
flip?
memory of someone doing a long throw, but being for like Everton, I think.
And Steve Watson. It's Steve Watson, Newcastle. Oh God, I was
Really?
close.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. But Steve Watson did obviously also play for Everton, so
That's probably where I'm thinking about it. So, yeah. But anyway,
great throw,
yeah,
wasn't
good
it?
throw of the ball. The throw-ins in that video were incredible. What annoyed me about the video, I don't know what league it is or the player's name, so he's not going to get any credit. But like he throws it, whenever he launched it in towards the box, his teammates seemed confused about how far it was going to go. And I was like, which means that technique must be very inconsistent, and you can't really work around it.
Yeah, you don't need that, do you? You don't need
No,
that at all.
like
No.
because my long throw was very consistent for direction and distance and trajectory. So my teammates would know exactly where to stand or where to run onto the ball. But then I also struggled because I couldn't throw it shorter than that. It was like this is what you're getting, and here it comes. So no, like I could do a short throw.
Oh, that sounds so arrogant. Oh, yeah, couldn't think very short if I tried. Actually. Yeah. It just went 20 meters, no give or take. Just like someone was right next to me, wanted it, couldn't do it. I just throw it in their face, knock them out.
But
What are you on
no,
about? Couldn't
like
throw
I
it
could.
shorter. You just take a bit off it, mate. What are you on about?
Yeah, but
Couldn't
taking a
throw
bit
it
off it made it
shorter.
inconsistent. So then I didn't know where it was actually. I just picked it
Well, I
up.
get that. It's like a golf shot. You want to be hitting a full swing,
Yeah.
right? You don't want to be hitting like half quarter swings because you then yeah, it does lead to inconsistency. But like well, the fact you said you can't take something off it makes it sound like you're a robot. Yeah, it's going 30 miles an hour no matter
Yeah.
what.
100%, nothing less, mate. Nothing less. It's what I want from all my players, whatever they're doing on a pitch. 100%.
Yeah, give
You didn't.
100%. I want you to throw it 100%. None of this short little
Yeah.
throws. Throw it at
Yeah.
speed.
If you like, if you're having a shot, I want that to be your most powerful shot every time. I don't want you to side foot it. It's laces 100% every time. So
Yeah.
anyway, yes.
Talking of throw-ins, when Spurs knocked out to Everton the other week in the FA Cup, Ben Godfrey took a number of throw-ins. He has not perfected his technique. He had a very much a looper, a much a woo, and it's like you're probably getting some power there. But I think you need a throwing coach. Is basically what they
Yeah.
needed.
Are you a fan of the specialist coach? Like a throwing coach, a corner
Yes,
coach, a free kick
yes,
coach?
100%, 100%. You need to like. I feel like football hasn't gotten to that stage. Like you know how cycling there was. I can't remember the expert in cycling was all about minimal marginal gains. Like
Yeah.
shed a few grams off all around. You've suddenly taken 100 grams off, and you're faster. Football needs to adopt that strategy. And I was thinking about it the other day because there was the Derby County had a set piece routine where they all started at the back, like three, four of them started right at the back of the far post, back of the
Yeah.
box, and they ran in and it worked and it was great. And it's like, and you think about footballers quite like a bit of American football, don't they? Like but when there's always they have those certain plays, they have their
Yeah.
playbook, and they do hut hut, ooh, and then
What
I don't
impression
mind
of
American
American
football.
football?
Yeah, yeah,
Ooh.
and they do a little run
Yeah.
around, right? Now, why is that not part of a set piece routine?
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I've
Is it because the quarterback can throw it more accurately than a footballer can kick it, and therefore
probably,
you
probably. But the thing is, right, Eddie Howe gets slated quite a lot on this podcast. Just a little bit.
yeah,
Just
because I
yeah,
don't
just a
like
little
him.
bit.
Yeah,
Um, Bournemouth always had very good different set pieces that confused defences. Yeah,
okay.
they did quite a lot in their first couple of seasons in the Premier League. They had a lot of corner routines where it would be like everyone would run into the box and they would take one to the edge of the box to confuse the defence. Sort of things like that. Nothing, painstakingly brilliant, but they did do different set pieces, and you don't see it enough. I don't think people are inventive enough with set pieces at the moment.
Absolutely. There needs to be more creativity on set
Yeah.
pieces and get the old draft excluders out. No one's pumping it under the wall, all right? That's pumping it, is a strange adjective. But yeah, there needs to be more invention. Like, as much as it pains me to remember it, there's even a little bit of invention in the Argentina France 98 free kick, wasn't there? Little side foot
Yeah.
around the wall, lashed in. Yeah, need more of that,
Yeah,
please.
agreed. So that's good. We both agree that set pieces need some creativity and some new
Yeah.
introductions of life into them, blow them into them. And you think that should come from a set piece coach, a specialist coach?
Yeah, I think until because I think it's within the manager's gift to do that, but I feel like there needs to be. Yeah, I think there should be some set piece coaches and throwing coaches. Great, anything to get those marginal gains. And I just think you're missing out there.
Okay.
'Cause Big Sam has it nailed. Big Sam knows this. Big Sam has the throw-ins. He has the free kicks. He getting goals from set pieces, which they're still a goal. All right, you go a goal out with it from a set piece, then you might relax and play it better. It's good. It's inventive.
Okay. Nice. Yeah.
Yeah. Right. Well, on that note, we'll move on to the quiz, I feel.
Okay then. Sing us in.
Ooh, la 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 la. It's quizzing time. Right. Very minimalistic quiz, actually, we've got here. So this is called Loaners. And a little bit of a pun here. It's loan as in a loan transfer. So these are a list of 8 clubs in the current Premier League clubs and current season that have just one player on loan in their first team squad. Okay?
Right.
So Aston Villa have one player in their squad on loan from someone else, and I want you to name that player.
Ross Barkley.
Ross Barkley. Well done, Dave. Okay, Everton have one player on loan from another club. Who is that
Is it
player?
another Premier League club or is it just another club?
No, but any
Any
club.
club.
It's just they've got one. They've got one incoming loan.
Who is on loan at Everton?
So rules are: you get 1 point if you get it first time, then half a point if you get it on a second attempt, where I can give you a clue of your choosing. So you can have position, you can have nationality, or you can have club they're on loan from.
Okay. Now Everton's a tough one. Who? I'm trying to think position wise, going sort of front to back.
You work front to back in your.
No, I am now because
mine.
not many people are going to loan a goalkeeper, are they?
No,
So
true.
I'm going to come back to Everton because I've got nothing coming out, nothing jumping out on me. So
Okay. All right. We have Leeds up next. One player on loan.
and I think it's Bamford for Man City, isn't it?
Part of that statement is
Okay,
correct,
which means it's
but
not. It
not
means it's Jack Harrison from Man City.
Jack
Damn it.
Harrison from Man City, half point. Leicester.
Oh, Leicester. Who have Leicester loaned in?
Who have they loaned in? Who's they brought in temporarily?
Temporarily. I'm going to go with a
Temporarily.
stab in the dark of Sengens Under.
Oh, lovely
Come on.
shout. On loan from Roma. Not really made an impact. Has he even scored a goal?
No, he hasn't done much, has he? No.
Let me check. I'll check what he's done.
So while you're checking, next up is Liverpool. Who have Liverpool?
Oh, he has got a couple of goals. He's got a goal in the, it must be the League or FA Cup, and a goal in
There you
Europe.
go.
Europe? What are they playing Europe?
Liverpool. Liverpool. Who have Liverpool loaned in? Who have Liverpool loaned in? I've got. Who are
I'd say he's quite a topical player as well, actually.
topical?
Yeah.
Oh my word, that doesn't help me. I'm not up to date with topical stuff. Oh, a Liverpool loanee. No, we'll come back to that one. We'll come back to that. Yeah.
Okay. Manchester City.
Oh, Man City is. Oh, I want to say it's Scott Carson.
You can say it,
Scott
Dave.
Carson.
No, it's not.
Yeah,
It is,
good.
yeah.
You little knob.
It is
Yeah.
Scott Larson, yes. All right, Newcastle United.
Newcastle United have loaned in. No idea.
You do have an idea. It was in January.
That was really recent.
I mean, it was
It
last
was
month.
last month, yeah. It was last month, and it must have been.
I think it was a deadline day,
I
maybe.
think
in
yeah.
fact.
I've got a. Oh, oh, he's a midfielder.
Is he?
Um. Oh my God, what is his name? What is his name?
Good question. It's almost a question I'm
I
asking
know.
you.
Oh, it's Arsenal.
Yes, yeah, good one.
Willock, Joe Willock. Joe
Joe
Willock.
Willock. Dave gets his 56% pass mark. Last question then. Sheffield United, who do they have on loan? Go.
Um, that team is so poor.
Yes. Currently on course for 16 points this season. Probably relegated within the next 5
Yeah,
games, I'd
probably.
say.
Yeah. Oh, Chelsea defender Ampadu.
Ethan Ampadu, Dave's on 69 points. Two outstanding. We have a Liverpool and an Everton. So,
Yeah.
yeah, well, one of them played yesterday, actually. So, Dave, what clue would you like for the Everton and what clue would you like for the Liverpool player?
For Everton, I'll have the club he's on loan from.
Is a Roma.
Oh my God, that doesn't help me at all.
No, you can go for a quarter of a point for a second
Yeah,
clue.
go on.
You missed me smirking and chuckling because he is a goalkeeper.
Really? Oh,
After your statement, no one loans a goalkeeper.
unbelievable. Yeah, no idea then. No idea.
Robin
Is it
Olsen.
Olsen? I thought they signed him.
Yeah, he did
On
on
loan.
loan.
Yeah, cheers. Thanks for that,
Yeah.
clarifying that.
And Liverpool, what clue would you like?
Club on loan from.
Schalke.
Oh, the centre back guy, Kabak.
Yeah. Yeah, Ozan Kabak. Topical because he's playing
Yeah, he is. Yeah,
atrociously.
he is. It's a guaranteed.
That is 78%, Dave, in the loaners quiz. You're not alone there. That's a pretty good
Yeah,
score.
I'll take that. I'm quite happy with that. Lovely stuff.
Oh,
Lovely
don't
stuff.
you?
Yeah, Kabak is not very. Well, he's not coming up to speed quick enough in the league. We'll get on.
Who'd have thought
Yeah.
it? I mean, he's had a terrible season. I think he's won one game and kept one clean sheet in all his games this season. Obviously, Schalke. I'd say Schalke's dragged him down, but it's not exactly Liverpool propping him up. But yeah,
All right, so should we go to the reviews then?
Let's review the Robbie Keane derby, shall we? Wolves versus Leeds.
Yeah, what's your thoughts on Robbie Keane? Obviously, scored a lot of goals for Spurs, so
Yeah, I've got fond memories of him. I remember him as being a very talented player in our squad and top goal scorer when we weren't quite at
yeah,
it.
okay, yeah,
And his partnership with Berbatov was something joyous. He had a lot of good moments, a lot of kind of like quite special moments. His goals, like often the tap-ins, or he would roof one from lots of little flicks and part. He was a good all-round
yeah.
player. Really
I
was
quite liked
nice.
him. I quite like
Yeah.
Robbie Keane. Yeah, shame he moved to Liverpool. I think that's sort of
Yeah, that's a shame. It's quite sexy that he's got that Inter Milan little
yeah,
stint. That's like, oh, Inter Milan
lovely
stint.
stuff.
Oh,
That lovely stuff.
nice.
Anyway, back to the
Yeah.
game then, Josh.
I tell you what is lovely stuff when you see goalkeeper own goal on the stats and the score. You're like, oh my goodness, what has happened? It's always
Yeah,
exciting, I
I
think, to
agree.
think what's
I agree.
happened.
If you haven't seen it live and you're like an OG from the keeper, what what's gone on there? And this one was
Yeah.
a good one.
How's this happened? Yeah, I mean, unfortunate for
Yeah,
Melia. He's no chance there really. It's not his
no.
fault at all. It's a cracking shot from Adama Traore. His crossbar comes back down, hits him. That's like
Do you
okay,
think
yeah. Keeper's made
now
no
this
error
is a
there.
stupid question because I can already imagine your answer. Do you think that should go down as an OG or it should go down as
Do you know what? I thought the same.
because there's nothing. It's,
When I saw it, and I was like, it's a shame that doesn't go down as
yeah,
Adama Traore got
exactly.
that.
Yeah, and that's my thinking behind it. Like it's not like a cross that's come in and deflected off a defender and gone in that wasn't a shot anyway. That was like a
Yeah,
cracking effort that's just unluckily like it's hit the bar and then gone in off the back of the keeper.
yeah. I mean, Adama Traore would like that
Yeah,
answer. Melia would like that
yeah,
answer. So let's just make it
yeah,
happen. Jeebus Goals Committee,
exactly. Well, interestingly, ice
assemble.
hockey, NHL, you don't have own goals. It's just the last attacker that's touched it. If it goes in off a defender, even if it's going wide, it's just credited to the attacker.
No, I don't
No,
like
you don't want
that.
to beef up the
I do. I
stats.
do want. I do want defenders to face some embarrassment.
Okay, just not goalkeepers.
Sometimes goalkeeper. If the goalkeeper doesn't unload his hand. That's a weird turn of
It's a
phrase.
very
And
weird
throws
turn
it
of
and
phrase.
throws and throws the ball into the back of his own net because he's doing it 100%. He's like, I only know how to throw it 50 meters.
Yeah,
And I feel like that I want because what happens in that instance? What like it's say okay, so say there's a phase of play and it comes up and the defender nods it back to his goalkeeper. Goalkeeper picks it up and goalkeeper then proceeds to throw it into his goal. Is it look like say that's come from a goalkeeper's kick, headed down by this defender into the goalkeeper? Goalkeeper throws it in. You want the opposing goalkeeper to give him a goal
yeah.
there.
How good would that be?
Would you feel like you've earned it as a
It
goalkeeper?
doesn't matter. I think you'd still be like, I'll take that. I'll take that goal. Yeah, why not? No.
No, you should never be near the rule making committee. That is disgusting. Talking about goalkeepers, Rui Patricio did well in this match. He's not had the best season for Wolves, I'd say,
Yeah.
but he had a much better game. I think they'll be happy with that performance. I'd say Leeds fans would be pretty aggrieved overall. The two games against Wolves have been. I don't remember the first game was a very much deflected shot from
Yeah.
Jimenez, and then this one was obviously Yogi. So I think Leeds fans will be a bit aggrieved that
Well,
they've not come up with any
they'll also
points
be
there.
aggrieved with the fact that Patrick Bamford's been flagged offside twice for pointing at where he wants the ball past. So
Yes, yeah. Was that any
it
other?
was Crystal
Yeah, that
Palace, wasn't it?
was.
It was
Yeah.
Crystal Palace at last
Oh,
time. Yeah.
Crystal Palace. Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Oh, shocking decisions.
yeah.
That shouldn't be counted as offside, should it? Just pointing. I want it to be played here. Oh yeah, your arm's offside. Oh, get out. Get me near the rule book,
Yeah.
Josh. That's what you need.
Now you've turned my mind
Yeah,
out. Actually, I'm thinking maybe it does need to be near the rule book.
exactly.
He'll do it 100%.
What do you feel about Leeds? Obviously, started very well this season, tumbling down a little bit. They're safe because West Brom, Sheffield United, and Fulham or Newcastle are pretty terrible. So, but
Mm.
is it? Can you see Bielsa going? Will he stay? Do you think,
No, I think he'll feel that, and it's hard because obviously you have some money to spend in the summer, but there might not be money to spend for these clubs again. It's a tough time because obviously the revenues are down, and so you'd think okay, you can strengthen the squad, but they're going to be working with peanuts again. I
yeah,
thought a lot of these clubs, but I think Bielsa's probably a good manager for that. He's not a big spending manager, so I'd like to see him continue and just shift things around a little bit and the lessons learned from this year. I mean, definitely keep him. Rafinha, I mean, Rafinha's been a standout. He's an absolute star. How he didn't get an assist in this
Yeah.
match. But yeah, a second season with Rafinha, Rodrigo, the former Bolton man, kind of maybe a bit better. My worry would be that maybe they would step up, but I feel like Bamford's overachieving, and so maybe wouldn't do as well next year. That kind of second season for
Yeah.
him. But no, I think there's a lot of green shoots there for
Nice.
Leeds.
Good.
All right. And I think Wolves will just probably want this season to kind of
Yeah, they'll just
finish
recoup and
really.
rebound, I think, next year.
Yeah.
So.
All right, let's move on to Southampton, Chelsea, the Oriol Romeu derby. Who is a bit of an odd transfer, maybe. Just kind of came in as a young Barcelona player at Chelsea, didn't
Yeah.
he? But he's
I've never.
a bit
He's always
dirty.
been a sort of player I've never really had an opinion about. I don't think he's good, and I don't think he's bad. He's just a bit average.
I think he could do a job for a better side as that holding midfielder. I think he's probably got that in
Yeah,
him.
probably. Yeah, yeah.
But he obviously had that chance at Chelsea. But I think with better players around him, he's a very, I think, a limited player. I think he could do something. But well, Southampton going into this match, the worst form side, the most out of form side in the league, been pretty tough for them.
Yeah, they didn't look
Um,
it in the game.
no, started well. They were under the cosh, but Minamino, what great
I
composure! That's one of the most composed. The first touch and the composure. That is
I
really
had that in my
nice.
notes about his goal being so composed. It was just lovely to see it. I love a goal where he put the goalkeeper down and then just even
Put the goalkeeper Azpilicueta, the old pitbull chewing a wasp face on the man. It felt like he sent into early retirement. He just slid across. And he
yeah,
just it
and then
was
the little
lovely,
finish outside of
really
the foot as well, just to
outside. And his first goal was I can't remember who it was against, but that was a lovely roofed
it
left-footed
was.
shot. I think that was against another. Yeah. So yeah, he's showing a
He
bit.
is. He is. I
Yeah.
think Ralph Hasenhüttl is the sort of manager I think will get the best out of a player like that. So
Yeah, he was quite happy with him with the ball, but obviously will ask a lot of his players without the ball
yeah,
as well. So I think it's a good place for players to learn actually,
and
because that's the way football's going. You can't just be this. You can't be the Mesut Ozils now. You have to be both attacking and defensively
yeah,
strong.
true. Danny Ings contributing in the wrong penalty area. Terrible challenge. What was he doing?
Yeah, and that's I don't think. Well, he can see he just head down as soon as he's like, oh damn it. Um, but I think maybe that's the concern for Chelsea at the moment. But they're not really firing going
No.
forward. So obviously beat Spurs by something similar. Derek Dyer lashing out at Timo Werner. We had another penalty. Didn't score against Wolves. I think they beat Newcastle by a couple of goals. I mean, Timo Werner got on the score sheet there, but it's not they've been a bit more solid defensively. But what Chelsea have done is set up with a back five now, back three, and similar to kind of Antonio Conte. But I don't know. I wouldn't. It's not great. So surprisingly, the
Yeah,
fullbacks haven't really adapted that well to being wing backs, which is strange. You think Chilwell and James are quite good attacking fullbacks, but haven't really settled as wing backs yet. Hudson-Odoi and Alonso is the most natural wing back. He's like finally some wing back action. I don't have to defend as much. Hudson-Odoi isn't a
no,
wing back. And then you get this. You got more of a centre backs on the pitch where it's not the centre back's not the strongest position, but Rudiger is in at the moment because of I think Thiago Silva's out, but
yeah,
it's not great as compared to playing in the back three. But from what I mentioned there, so we've obviously defensively been a bit better, attacking wise, not great. But the bit I want to talk about with Chelsea is Tuchel and his behaviour and his way he acted around Hudson-Odoi.
yeah.
See
The
this?
subbed off as a sub.
Yeah, came on at half time, taken off in the 70 odd
Yeah,
minute, 75th minute, something like that, and then openly criticised him, saying he expects more. Tuchel's been in the job for what, a month now.
yeah, but
Um, how do you reckon people are going to react to that? Players are going to react to that?
that's got to come from something at training. He sees him every day at training, obviously not putting the effort in at training. And if he's come to moan at him, and if he's moaned at him at training, and then Hudson-Odoi has said something like, "Well, you're not giving me minutes on the pitch, and that's when I'll prove it," and then he does, and then he's rubbish, or he doesn't feels like Tuchel's put the effort. I think as a player, I, you don't think you want to hear that everyone knows he wasn't happy if he subbed him on and subbed him off after 30 minutes or whatever, like 20 minutes.
Yeah,
So
yeah. Once you've done the on off, you don't need to. You don't need any more words. Like it says enough that you've subbed
yeah,
someone on sub. He's played what 30 minutes
yeah.
and and not finished a match. That says enough, doesn't
It
it?
does say enough.
To
It
then
does.
criticise him, it's just Tuchel's not afraid of doing stuff like this. I'm just wary that's come quite early into a career. It's a Mourinho kind of
It
trait,
is.
isn't it?
Yeah.
But that's come really early into a career. I'm not sure Mourinho would have even done it like a month into a job. I think he would have taken, especially I feel like Mourinho's got a bit more stature to be able to
Well,
kind of say stuff like that.
what about the
But,
rest of the Chelsea players? Are they going to see it as a sort of, oh, actually, it does mean business now. We do have to work our socks off, or are they going to be like, that's a dickish move?
well, looking at the player power that's happened over the last few years, especially at Chelsea, I wouldn't say that there's a different group of players now, but some of them are the same. It's like I don't think they react well to things like
True.
that.
Very true. Yeah.
Footballers are a bit precious about things like that. And we're like, what an absolute
Yeah.
cock.
Very true. Very true. So I don't know. Yeah. What are your thoughts in the comments and in the chat and everything? What's thoughts on Hudson-Odoi sub on off and how Tuchel deal with it? Let us know. Let us know.
Yeah, but overall, excellent point for Southampton. Really needed, and it makes that top four race is all very
It does.
interesting.
Just quick shout out for Mason Mount's penalty because I love it when you watch a replay back of a penalty and it hits the camera. So the camera in the net just got
Yeah,
totally wiped out. Loved it.
wobbles. Yeah. Mason Mount again. Shout out to. I think a lot of people thought, oh, little Frank Lampard's little boy, and he's not going to get play. Sign Havertz, Ziyech, and whoever else, and he's still there performing even better. I think he reacts well in adversity. He's got a really good mentality. I think
Yeah,
Mason Mount.
agreed. I do like the way he's playing. And it said, like we've said, it's going to be a discussion for a future pod around the England squad and how you fit them all in and what's your squad and everything like that.
Yeah, I had a go at it the other day because there's a tweet going around like your manager of England, you got a World Cup or European or World Cup final against France tomorrow. Who's your starting 11? It's like I started composing something. I was like, I actually don't know where I'm going with this.
Sometimes I just start a sentence and I don't know when it's going to go.
Yeah, that's like Joe Cole. So I don't know when he caught it during the week. Joe Cole was the pundit on BT talking about Barcelona, and he just didn't really know what he was saying. He was saying a lot of things, and it just
Including calling La Masia La Masala.
yeah, the old tikka masala there. He was saying words. He didn't know where the sentence was going. He was just like, "Oh,
Yeah.
Joe, let Owen Hargreaves do some more talking, please." Poor Joe.
But
Right, let's move on to the Charlie Austin derby. Burnley v West Brom. Imagine if football still pay-per-view. Wow, that would have been fair. But it wasn't as bad as you thought the match would be. You look at it go 0-0, but West Brom actually played pretty well with 10 men. They probably feel a bit hard done by that. I had two games now. Like, what would you say? They got a point against United? Do you reckon they'd have felt like they could have got more? Or
no, I think by the end of the game, I think they would have been happy with a point. Yeah.
yeah, I think they would have probably been ruining this way. It seems like it's slipping away from them now. They're 8 points adrift of Fulham, who are still in the relegation zone. They're 11 points adrift of Newcastle. Obviously, Newcastle played today, but it doesn't seem like the Allardyce impact is taking its toll. So Allardyce has probably got an incoming knee surgery, so he doesn't. So he has to
Yeah.
retire from.
I think that everyone
football.
sees that happening. Or he'll stay there and
Yeah.
get them promoted next year. And have a big
No,
bonus windfall for getting them promoted. But
no. I cannot believe. I mean, it's just the way they were playing. So Dyche was talked about as managing a bigger
yeah.
side, wasn't he? A better
Arsenal
side.
at one point.
Now, was it
Yeah.
Arsenal? Christ. I mean, I remember there was Everton talk, but like there is just zero creativity in that midfield. Central midfield, in particular. Obviously, you got Dwight McNeil left wing, but it's almost like a one-winger system they play. It's like imagine him going to a club and there's creativity in midfield. He's like, right, out you
Yeah.
get. It's like there's nothing, zilch. Like, the last player I thought of which had some form of creativity was the Belgian Stefan
Yeah.
Defour.
Before, yeah.
Was quite injury prone, but it's just is he against it? Is that just not his style? Because it's nothing.
Yeah, it's tough because he's playing. He's never had money to spend, has he? He's never had big money to spend. But it must be his style. It must be his style to be like, I need a combative midfield. But then his options up
But he
front.
has a combative back four as well.
Yeah.
He has combative centre
Well, but
forwards.
that's what I mean. He's never had the money to buy something else, but you would go and pick one up on a free. I can't even remember him taking a risk on like an older sort of player that would be technical rather than combative, like to give him one last go or something, or give him a go in the central midfield. So yeah, it probably is his style, and it just wouldn't work in a top four, like or a top six or a top eight, consistent top eight team because the fans wouldn't be happy with it.
No, I've always liked the thought of like the best defensive player, like because obviously you have some times where you have a Champions League match and it's like a side, and United did it, when you'd play Park Ji-sung, you'd hunker down and
Yeah,
you'd try and really defend. But I've always thought, right, what's your best 11, defensive 11, the best defending defenders, the best defensive midfielders, and the best defending forwards. So like really like who can kind of close down well and like kind of like and or you sitting deep, you have really kind of like high tackling, high interceptions for your central midfielders and your wingers who maybe even be kind of like fullbackish type players versus the most attacking 11. I always thought that was be quite a nice little matchup.
yeah, it's basically anyone v Jose Mourinho, isn't
I mean, we do have a good attacking side, though. We're not the best in the world.
it? Yeah, all right, cool. Ajayi handball very
Uh,
quickly. Love it.
Lovely, lovely little like. Oh, that ball just bounced off me. Yeah, when it was zipping past, he could have let that
Yeah,
go. But instincts take over. Love it. I love a ridiculous red card. But what annoyed me is that like people talk about Mike Dean as wanting to be the centre of attention, but then it's a bit of a catch-22 because then he becomes a centre of attention in because like BBC have got an article going Mike Dean's first match back is instants galore. It's
yeah,
like well, it's not Mike Dean's first game back. Like who talks about it like a ref? Like get out, just leave him
exactly.
be.
Yeah, exactly. I don't get it. So
Right, we'll move on to the Abu Xavier derby,
the
the big
big game.
match.
Hashtag Klopp out.
Oh, the big dog. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Oh,
Twitter erupted after this game.
it was great. It was, and all right, let's go straight into it. Penalty decision.
Yeah.
I think it's a penalty. You?
What, as in the one given? Yeah,
Yeah.
definite penalty.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't understand how it's not a
There's a lot
penalty.
of people because people are like, where's Trent Alexander meant to go? It's like that's not really the point. He's slid in.
Yeah,
He hasn't won any ball, and he's taken a man. Yes, there's maybe a half a second in between it, but if he isn't there, if he doesn't make that slide challenge, Calvert-Lewin, because Alisson's made a blooper, it would have a tap
yeah.
in. It's a penalty all day long
I,
for me.
I agree, 100%. Penalty all day long. I don't understand how anyone could say it's not a penalty. So, yeah.
Yep, great, agreed there. Everton, I mean, it's Ancelotti. It's Everton. They lose against Fulham last week. They beat Liverpool this week. I mean, defensively, such a good performance, and really nice to see Jordan Pickford having a good
Yeah, it
performance.
was. Shout out Ben Godfrey, I think, was brilliant at the back. He's been
Yeah,
really good. I was really, really, really liked James Rodriguez's touch and pass for Richarlison's goal. It's just
oh,
class.
that was
Pure
lovely.
class.
It's just that's what you get from that type of player. They're kind of a Mesut Ozil type player. That
Everything comes back to
not
Mesut,
not
yeah.
yeah, all roads lead to Mesut. It was just so nice to see, and yeah, and Richarlison. We mentioned Richarlison a few weeks back, and he was like kind of off the boil a little bit. What's he doing? And maybe even the Spurs FA Cup match kind of has brought him back to life a bit. He's a good goal here, good finish, and yeah, Everton played really well. And I thought the penalty. I mean, for some reason, I was looking at stats earlier in the week, and Alisson's got a really good, one of the best penalty save ratios in the Premier League of
Okay.
all time. He saved like 50% of penalties, so I was like, oh, okay. But yeah, Sigurdsson tucks it away. Sigurdsson's
That
good from the
is
spot. I think he
that.
scored. I think he scored there for Reading when he was
Yeah, I think he
there.
did. Yeah, that was an unsavable penalty because he didn't hit it hard and it was that accurate, and Alisson went the right way. I don't think any
Mm,
keeper in the world would save that for as a penalty. I just can't see any keeper saving it.
yeah. What I'm now getting frustrated with Liverpool, and maybe not just Liverpool, but with diving, is that what's happened to the yellow cards for dives?
Yeah, there's it always does this though, doesn't it? Like the rules come in and they're really strictly enforced, and then they always die off the new rules. Like for
Honestly, Mane and Salah just there's a couple of instances, and both of them just could easily. I mean, Mane was on I think it was on a yellow, and had a little dive when there was a slightest touch on his back and he went down, and then Salah went down and had the cheek to criticise the referee. It's like it's every week. I mean, he dived for me. He dived when Ruben Diaz incident when Man City beat
Yeah.
them there the other week. It's just it needs to be. It needs more bookings need to be given again for those
Yeah,
for
the
me.
tough thing is though is that you don't know what that contact's done. I'm not saying they're not dives. I'm saying that the player would
Well,
turn
I'll,
around.
I'll tell you now that Salah has got a not very disguised body shape he does when he dives. The old chest out, arch back, arms up, and legs give way. It's like as soon as I see that, I'm probably getting the old yellow card
Yeah,
out. But what I don't agree, just to go back to that penalty incident, I don't agree with how the referee, the cheekiest look at the cameras when they are asked to review it. It's like, yeah, and that's that. That's not good. That just will just bring fans' blood pressures up and get them all
yeah,
riled up because it does. If he's been told to look, you might not change the decision, but if you go, yeah, okay, that's not
no,
good enough.
yeah. Um, Obviously, Klopp out was trending. After the game,
Mhm.
people, Liverpool fans can't be serious with that, can they?
Everything, all good things come to an end.
Yeah, but it's so affected by injuries. I don't know. I
Yes, I
know
mean,
every club has injuries,
yeah.
but not every club has injuries all in the same position at the same time. And then your backup centre back, who is actually a central midfielder, gets injured. It's like,
Mhm. Yeah, I know, I'm sure Liverpool fans won't agree, but they have been very over the last 2, 3 years. They've been very fortunate
yeah,
with injuries. Obviously, Alisson was out for a bit of a start of last season, and Adrian failed, or just about managed to kind of see that through. But really, the core of their side was there for all but the
yeah,
season. And I'm not saying this is. And I think if you'd spread these injuries over the last 3 years, it would probably come out around. If you look at other top six sides, they'd probably go that's around about
yeah,
fair. Um, yeah, it's really unfortunate it's all happened this one season. But again, is it unfortunate or is it? I mean, or is it? It's coming because of the intensity of the
yeah,
play and mental fatigue or physical fatigue that comes upon them. But yeah, centre back is the main issue. So obviously they had 18 partnerships, and by having weaker centre backs means that their main attacking outlet, their fullbacks, can't bomb on as much because they
yeah,
need to probably protect the centre backs a bit more. Their midfield's always been workmanlike. It's always been a bit of a hard point for me, a bit of pill for me to swallow because it's like they're just their fullbacks. It's always their fullbacks who just, but now they can't do that. So you have a workmanlike midfield, more defensive fullbacks, and he's just reliant on the front three creating some magic, and they can't do that, so they're
yeah.
diving.
Okay, that was
Um,
good analysis, Josh. Probably the best you've done on the
yeah.
podcast, I'd say.
Thank you. But the Klopp out, no, I don't. I don't. With injuries are all debate, and things will look up. Probably not this season. I I think it will just they'll want this season to end. Just I mean, the interesting thing was there might not be depending on how it goes. Champions League football might not be there next season, which will be
That's
a real
yeah,
amazing,
very true.
isn't
Yeah,
it?
that would be really shocking. Yeah, that'd be really
Because
shocking.
you do look at it, and I look at it from a Spurs point of view. Like if we don't get Champions League football and the finances that they're currently how they're currently sitting, I wouldn't be surprised if there's anyone with money like the Man Cities or PSGs that someone will come knocking and a club will have to sell a big
Yeah,
asset.
yeah,
I really wouldn't be surprised that if Spurs have to sell a Harry Kane or a Heung-min Son. I really
yeah.
wouldn't.
Okay. Wow.
I don't want them to, but I really wouldn't
Yeah,
be
yeah.
surprised. And
Wow.
and I think fans need to embrace it at the same time because
Yeah, but
I mean,
not all
long term.
fans are as level-headed as us.
But yeah, Everton win, go level on points with Liverpool, game in hand. That would take. I mean, I don't know. It's all a bit skew with, but I'd say if points per game average, Liverpool probably sitting around seventh, eighth at the moment. I'd
Yeah,
say.
yeah. It's not brilliant. It's not brilliant. I think the only thing I'd add on to what you were saying earlier is that I think having the weaker centre backs is stopping the fullbacks obviously attacking more. But I think what this also shows is how much Van Dijk contributed to the attack of Liverpool, like with the big, long, raking,
Mm.
accurate passes to just
Absolutely, he can unleash
yeah,
those fullbacks as well. But yeah,
exactly. And I think everyone says Van Dijk's this amazing centre back for his defensive work, but I think this is also showing how much he freed them up from an attacking sense.
well, it's part of the reason why midfielders have gone back
Yeah.
into centre back. I mean, just quickly, would you have gone? Because it weakens two positions. You take midfielders and put them in defence. You've got weaker midfield. You kind of offsetting it. Would you have made that decision, or would you have kind of tried to keep the midfield as it was? And
Um, I always prefer to try and play players in their actual position they want to play. So if you've got
Yeah,
centre
agreed.
backs, I'd always pick centre backs. So yeah,
Yeah. All right, cool. All right, we'll move on then to the Barry Hales derby. Fulham v Sheffield United, and it's on. It's
it's
on,
on. Are they
David.
going to do it? No,
No, they're not going to do it.
it's off. It's off again.
As I always say, it's like slinkies. It's like slinkies. So Fulham are now up and kind of breathing down Newcastle next, but on a good run, and therefore runs just come and go, and then Fulham will fade away. They can't keep this. Well, they may be able to, but it seems unlikely they'll be able to keep this point tally going. And I think they're getting close, and then they'll fade away, and it's the best they can hope for. I think Fulham Newcastle might be a final match of the
Ooh,
season.
that'll be tasty.
That would be. Have we ever had that?
I don't think so. I don't think. Not that I can remember.
There was a Norwich match on the last day. Norwich, was it Norwich Fulham? When Norwich lost like 5-0 or something
Oh,
final
oh,
day.
I can't.
When they were like out of it, they were like 16th at the time. They were the best placed side. But yeah, I'd love that. That would be a very nice end to the season. So they need to keep themselves within 3 points,
Yeah.
really.
So quickly chatting about the game, very quickly then. Ramsdale. I'm not convinced. He's rubbish.
No,
He's
he's
rubbish.
awful. I was thinking this the other day because I've been completing my Panini sticker book, and the Sheffield United star signing is Aaron Ramsdale, and it was signed for like 20 million. I think that's not the best use of 20
It's
million. That
not.
is.
It's really not. It's really not. Back-to-back
No.
relegations for him as well. Come in.
Back-to-back relegations. He's probably kept about 5 clean sheets in his whole
Yeah.
career, and no, and yeah, he's just
Credit to
young.
Lookman though. What a hit! When you say 100% power, that's what I mean. That's what I want.
That's what you want, yeah. And he's been a really. I mean, Fulham are very. They were really reliant on loan players when they
Yeah.
got promoted 3 years ago, and then they those loan players didn't, weren't renewed or they went elsewhere, and then now they're quite reliant on loanees again this year, aren't
Yeah.
they? So obviously Ruben Loftus-Cheek, Ademola Lookman, a couple others, but it's. I like. I mean, I really do like Lookman. I liked him at Everton. Didn't really get much of a game at Leipzig, but he's a talented player. He's had a good season. It's quite
Yeah.
nice.
Yeah. It's good to see.
Nice to
Good to
see.
see. So, all right. Very quickly then, Josh. West Ham Spurs is the early game today for you guys. So eight
Yeah,
eight
Spurs
two.
are not. Yeah, 8-2 Spurs. No, I've actually lumped a fair chunk of money on West Ham to win just to offset my sadness.
Okay. Villa Leicester.
Oh, good match that'll be. This is a good day of football. This is Villa Leicester score draw.
Okay. Score draw. Arsenal City. I think is the next one. Yeah.
City 2-1.
City run rampant. I'm 4-1. I think I've predicted in my predictions league.
Oh, do you? And then Man United Newcastle. Obviously, Fulham fans will be wanting a Man United win. Are you going to
Yeah.
give it to them?
Yeah. Quite a simple win, I think, as well.
Christ, you'd hope
Yeah.
so.
Quite a simple win. I think it'll be quite relatively straightforforward. So
I don't know. I think Stevie Bruce might come back to
he's
one.
never won a game against Man United, or maybe once. I read the stat earlier today, but yeah, his record actually playing against Man United is horrendous, and that will stick. I'm confident.
Okay.
I'm not going to
All
watch it.
right.
It's far too late. But yeah. And then Monday, Brighton Crystal Palace, the M23 derby, I think it is the manufactured
Yeah.
derby.
Yeah, because I'm not sure any of the fans will call it that. Brighton to win here. Palace are again slipping again. They're not quite at it. Zaha being out is a big miss for them. So yeah, Brighton and Brighton again they're not safe.
No.
Fulham keep winning. Brighton are right in that as well.
Score draw. I'm going for that one. I think Palace to
Okay.
nick something without really deserving it. All right, cool. That's the reviews.
Excellent. Right, hit me, Dave.
I got a wiki file for you. Hey, so, yeah, Josh has sent me one this week, haven't you?
I have, yeah. I think this is a good
Tasty.
one
This looks interesting.
because he's still playing as
Yeah,
well.
current team, Olympia, number 21. But he started not having a youth career. Interesting. And in 98 to 2001, played for Teniete Farina. Well, he didn't because there's no stats.
And they don't even have a Wikipedia
Yeah,
page.
and they don't have any stats, so I'm not sure if he did play. Then he moved in 2001, 2002 to Racing Club, where he also did not play, which I think is in Argentina, Racing Club. Yeah.
Yes.
2002 went on loan to Fiorentina, which is strange. 0 appearances, 0 goals. Then he moved to Beira Mar.
Well, it was a bad time to join Fiorentina because I think that was around their
Ah,
bankruptcy
okay.
age.
Beira Mar, 2003 to 2007, 112 appearances, 5 goals. Beira Mar, Portugal.
That is, yeah, Portugal.
2007 to 2010, Club Brugge in Belgium. 68 appearances, 5 goals. That got him a move to Wigan, where I'm going to suggest his Premier League career started. 2010 2013, Wigan Athletic, 69 appearances, 3
Mm.
goals. That got him a move to Everton, 2013 2015, 14 appearances, 0 goals. 2015 2016, Las Palmas in Spain, 6 appearances, 1 goal. 2016 2018, Libertad.
Libertad,
Feels like it's
yes.
missing a vowel in between the R
Paraguay.
and the T. 74 appearances, 2 goals, and he's back. I say back at Olympia. He's never been there before. He's at Olympia
No.
2019 until the
Yeah.
present day. 29 appearances, 4 goals. So I'm thinking defender.
Yes, right.
And I don't. I mean, nationality has got to be South American of some sort.
That's correct.
So I'm thinking an Everton, Wigan and Everton. There can't be too many people that have done that trip as a defender. Wigan to Everton.
Followed Roberto Martinez there as a clue.
Oh.
Him and a goalkeeper followed him there.
No, I'm going to have to take. Oh, I don't know what clue to get because let's go nationality.
So it's Paraguay.
Paraguay. I'm really bad with Paraguayans.
Favourite Paraguayan player, Oscar Cardozo for me. Big fan of
Roque
his.
Santa Cruz.
Yeah.
Uh,
I also liked the defender Waldo Ponce because he was often very, very good stats in Football Manager, but I don't think I've ever seen him play.
Nice. I'm struggling here, Josh. I'm struggling. What else can you give me? I mean, international stats aren't going to help me.
He did play for Paraguay 23 times, scoring 2 goals. Yeah, I'm not sure where I can. He's played
I've only
in
got
the.
one name coming to mind, and I don't think he's Paraguayan.
So what's your name coming to mind?
Figueroa, but I think he's Honduran, isn't he?
He's Honduran. I don't think he played for Everton. I think he was a Wigan man. Maynor Figueroa, the kind of attacking fullback. No, this. Antolin Alcaraz.
Oh, blooming hell. No wonder I forgot about him. Jeez.
Yeah.
Where have you pulled him from?
Why did I think of him? Do you know what? I don't recall why I thought of him. I'm not sure where he popped up. But I think he was an all right player. He did a job.
He did all right. Wow. Did he?
I quite like a South American defender though. I think it adds a bit of
Nutcase. They're
something.
all
I
nutcases.
quite like this. Yeah, that's what I like. I think you have a Scandinavian defender. You know what you're getting. You're getting a solid,
Yeah, but
no nonsense, really composed
you
defender.
like them at other clubs. You don't want them to be at your club.
No, I feel like there's that you can from my kind of nostalgia and my history, you can kind of go, okay, I'm going to create a side here based on nationality and like kind of like you merge together your Martin Laurissons, your Henning Bergs, go, I need a Scandinavian defender.
Yeah.
Or you merge together and you kind of do that and think, okay, I can get something here. And
Well, good wiki file though. It's had me stumped. So well done.
yeah. There's no personal information, but it was Joe Robles. Joel Robles. He joined with Martinez at Everton.
Lovely stuff.
Yeah. All right. Okay. All right. We'll leave it there. Unless you have any other business,
No AOB
David.
from me. Sorry about the technical issues at the beginning of the podcast.
But thank you for listening, guys. Hope you've enjoyed it. If you've been with us live on YouTube, thank you for all your questions or comments. If you want to get hold of us before next week's show, you can find us on Twitter at Football Talk. But
There's
remember,
no A in football.
no A in football. So we'll see you next week. Goodbye.